Point number 1, scavenger's paradise. There's all kinds of ways in which you can get materials that have been used before in other buildings or wonderful places, wonderful ways to get materials secondhand to use for your building.
Yeah, and not just materials that have been already used, but materials that are like overstock or like never were actually used, but were ordered for a job or someone bought them and returned them. So stuff like that too.
Awesome. Yeah, I'm curious about more about like where I could find materials like that. Are there any like names of places that are available for people generally in America?
I mean, generally in America, I think Asheville, the Habitat for Humanity is a nationwide organization. We have 3 around the area here. It's called Habitat for Humanity or The Restore, which is a place where people will donate materials that they tore their toilet out of their home and are wanting to have a new one. So they'll donate their toilet and you can get a toilet there very cheaply, for example.
One with Habitat also, some people donate whole houses. Yeah. And they have a crew that just comes and disassembles the entire house.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow,
and they take it to the place and there's like industrial stuff and overstock stuff, some there too.
I mean, and we do have, I think, the number 2 Habitat for Humanity in Asheville.
Oh, in the whole country.
I think so. That's what I remember seeing there a few years ago.
Great.
Yeah. So our experience may be a little better, but Habitat's still a great first place to check, I think.
Yeah, there's tons of stuff there. It's awesome.
Yeah.
And Craigslist?
Craigslist is a wonderful place. I think when I started reusing a lot of materials and I didn't know that there was actually so much infrastructure of actual places that you can find things, I just pounded in used hardwood flooring on Craigslist or whatever I needed. And surprisingly enough, there's a lot of materials that you can find on Craigslist. Sometimes you can go in and help the person tear it out and they'll even give you the materials for free. Or sometimes it'll just be a person that bought 200 extra square feet of hardwood flooring that they're not planning on using in their project. So that's pretty cool.
It took me a little while to catch on to this, but at least, I don't know, in my experience of searching for used materials, Craigslist had been my go-to for years. And I noticed with at least some markets, a lot of things shifted to Facebook Marketplace.
Yeah, totally.
So check, I mean, like I would check them pretty simultaneously. I think you can even set up like a daily search to give you notifications of stuff. So you might do that using that source.
Yeah, Facebook Marketplace is where, like in the last couple years, it's like where most things end up being. Yeah. But you know, Craigslist, some stuff still is, and you know, also depending on where you are, some old timers will be posting stuff in like the nickel ads or like
I wanna.
Here it's the I wanna, and so that's another place that you can look for sure. Yeah. And then there's more, even cheaper places to be scrounging. So tell us, Naughty.
So, I mean, one of the ways that I really like saving money, it's more like a little bit of a treasure hunt or / time game. You don't really ever know what's going to happen, is construction dumpsters. When you see a building being torn down somewhere, or you see like a notoriously big looking stack of windows on the side of the road, it's really like I've had through the bench good success with going and talking to the construction manager or the person that owns the building and asking if they're using the materials. Most of the time they're really glad to not have to pay to throw that shit in their dumpster.
Yeah, they pay by weight to throw things away that are in the dumpster. So they'll be happy saving money.
Totally. You need
and
to wear
save yourself
like
money.
Yeah, totally. And wear good footwear.
Yeah.
If you're going to do that, because they'll be much more likely to let you go in the dumpster if you look like you're not going to hurt yourself.
Yeah,
in the
don't
dumpster.
show up barefoot or flip-flops.
Yeah,
some
you want
boots.
like big boots.
Maybe some gloves.
Yeah, totally.
And be like, there's a thing with etiquette that I would say of just be ready to do the work yourself. You know, bring crowbars and sledgehammers and stuff that you have available. Don't like, can you help me move this thing? Like, be ready to take the stuff apart yourself so that people are continuously excited to give away materials.
Right.
And that goes into the last way that we were going to talk about, which is actually disassembling the buildings yourself, which sometimes can be awesome.
Well, and you can, I mean, I, as a contractor, often get paid to do the demolition is the first part of the project, and that's actually a really great way, I think, to learn about building in general, is to start with like something you know and going backwards. So not only can you save some money on the materials, but learn how a building was put together well or not well, and like what works. So you could actually potentially make some money. Yeah. Find a contractor that's doing demo, and then you can be like, hey, can I throw these materials in my truck? And they're like, yeah, sure. I don't have to pay you to take them to the dumpster. Great, take them home.
And, finding a contractor, but also, there might be a barn. Oh, yeah. Or an old house or something. Nowadays with barn wood, it's a little funny because it goes for like $4 or $5 a foot. Easily. But sometimes you can knock on a door and be like, if there's a barn like falling down, and be like, hey, do you want this barn taken down? And they might say yes. Who knows?
Yeah.
So these are all possibilities.
Awesome. Thank you.